Well, good morning to you. I remembered to put my mask on today because I'm moving more soil or garden soil that's in that pile out there. There's little buddy. Well, he was there a minute ago. I don't know where he went. Oh, here he is. My feet. But I wanted to show you because someone mentioned it in the comments about my logs I put under my totes right there. Well, most of them are cedar, and it seems like the ants and the bugs don't bother the cedar. I do have one or two oak logs, but they've been in a pile for over a year and the ants have not bothered them. So I've got those under there as well. So mostly it's cedar, which they will not bother. And the other ones are oak. And if I have a problem with ants, I can put ant granules out around the little log, because that's not permanent. I eventually want to build little concrete platforms for those buckets to sit on at each post, like I did the little platform for the post to go in. I'm just one of me. So I have to do a little bit at a time. I might make it through this growing season with the logs under there. And maybe next growing season I can build a little platform of some kind to get rid of the logs and actually replace it with some kind of a little platform. But I think they'll be all right for now. Little buddy agrees. Look at there. He loves coming out in the garden. He loves it outside. He'd rather be outside than inside anytime. And you know what I did? Shame on me. I let it get too hot in my greenhouse, and some of my little seedlings died. They actually cooked. But I've still got some of them that have survived. I'm going to leave the door open today because it's going to be 71 degrees. And I've got those lids with a couple of inches opening to let some of the heat come out of it. See, I had the lid off of this, and even though it's hot in there, look at there, my little seedlings are fine. But I'm just not used to using a heat mat and all that, and I had forgot to unplug the heat mat, and that was one of the problems. But I unplugged it now, so if there's any seedlings left in there that can survive, they'll survive. And if not, I'll replant with something else in their place. So, yeah, what I'm doing now is over here, I've been moving garden soil this morning, trying to put a couple of inches at least in each pot and tote that I have to get ready to plant. And it's a job, y'all. It is a job. I'm over here trying to put it in some of these right now. These buckets. But nobody ever said gardening was easy. I mean, it's not difficult, don't get me wrong. But it is work. Things are not going to get planted by themselves. They're not going to get watered by themselves unless you live in a wet area where it rains every couple of days and you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I figure a couple of inches in each one of these pots and totes will help the growing this year. This one's still alive because I'm going to stick it over here. Whew. I definitely want to put a little bit to my walking onions in this little pot. That's one of my problems, is I couldn't fix my compost, my garden soil fast enough. And I didn't really have enough in my pots last year. And I didn't have much of a place to dig up regular dirt here. So this garden soil, which is basically sand and cow manure, is going to help out quite a bit. And I need to redo this pot up here. And we're supposed to get another freeze, I think, tomorrow night. It's going to get down to like 26. I don't have nothing planted in that yet, but I do want to do this one. And it's pretty heavy. I don't know if I can get it up out of there. And you can't see a thing I'm doing over here. I've got a pot here on the porch. It needs a little bit of reworking with the dirt work. It's a little bit heavier than I want it to be. Whew. Oh man. I need to get a piece of cardboard to go down in that bottom. I'll be right back. And this is just mainly to keep my dirt from going out through the hole. Put some of that good compost back in there, that you can see it started becoming a clump. And things don't grow too good in a clump. You still can't see what I'm doing. I'm out of breath, y'all. But I'm over here. I dumped all of this right here. I put a piece of cardboard in the bottom. I'm replacing some of this mulch in here, but I'm also mixing in garden soil with it to keep it from clumping up so bad. I actually have a root ball in there, which will be good. That'll keep it from clumping too. Every once in a while you have to dump your pots and rework stuff just so your dirt doesn't become a brick in your pot. That way, whatever I plant in this pot should do pretty good this year. I mean, all this is basically compost that's broke down. So it's made really good dirt, but some of it was in a clump. And you don't want it to be in a clump. And I'm going to put some of that in here too. In this other pot. I mean, you can always reuse your soil that's in your pot. Just break any clumps up. And I put some of that sand on top. If you built totes last year with all the compost, the food scraps, leaves, bark, all that kind of stuff, you can reuse it this year. You don't even have to empty the totes or buckets. Just amend it a little bit on top with some rich dirt or compost, either one. Now, with that all broken up, it should drain real well for whatever I plant there on the porch this year. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to put in there, but we'll see. Now the thing is getting this back up there. It's a little bit lighter. It's a little bit lighter than it was before. Whew. I don't know what I'll do with these. Put them in the shed maybe and get them out of the way for now. But even this little pot that the poinsettia came in can be used again. Put that down in the bottom. And I'm going to put sand in the top of that. And I'll plant again in it. I don't know what, maybe marigolds or something. But I got to go around here and get another load of dirt. Well, I got another load of dirt. And I'm tired. Whew. I'm going to go ahead and put some in my little buckets over here. Again, I've got compost, leaves, mulch, everything in this pot already. So I'm just adding this garden soil to it. I'm going to add some of this to it as well. I'm just going to break it down. Just try to keep the weeds out, and it's hard when you pick it up off the ground. Just make sure you break it up. Whew. Whew. I don't know what that was. Get all my dirt at one end. Whew. Some of you had good garden soil that you could dig up in your yard. And I would have had good garden soil, but there's too many rocks, so you can't dig any dirt up in most places around here. So that was my problem. And I bought what garden soil I could buy by the bag. And by the way, Walmart usually has it, garden soil, for like $1.97 a bag, for like a 2 cubic foot square or something like that. Might be a little more depending on where you buy it, but I know Walmart's got it pretty cheap. But I think this is going to help this year with planting. Leave that there for right now. I don't know where I'm going to put this one. Maybe put it on the porch and plant some flower seeds in it. Whew. Don't know if I can dump that little bit in that pot or not. May end up just dumping the whole pot over. Yeah. Whew. Got a frozen okra plant in there. Whew. Well, yeah, I may have jumped the gun and planted my seeds too early. I don't know. But if I'd have taken the lid off of those seedlings and at least opened the door on the greenhouse, it wouldn't have got so hot in there that it killed part of them. Whew. I gotta sit down over here with little buddy, I think, and take a little breather. Oh. Whew. I think I've been going non-stop for the last hour. I'm starting to sweat. It's going to be 71 today, which is going to be good. Hey there, little buddy. Hey there, little buddy. You know. Little buddy. Whew. Maybe I can take this off a minute and breathe. It's all wet with sweat. Yeah, it's all wet with sweat. He's starting to shed. Yep, he's starting to shed a little bit. He's going to be nothing but a shed ball pretty soon. Already got fuzz on my... his hair fuzz on my mask. Can't have that. It'll be tickling my nose. Oh, man. Little buddy, I'm tired. I'm hot. I'm hot already. Yes, I am. I'm hot already. He says, well, I'm glad it's you. He says he's glad it's me doing the work, not him. See, I didn't start coughing until I took my mask off. Maybe I better put it back on. Make sure there's no little buddy hairs in there because they'll tickle my nose. I'll get him back there laying down on his belly like it's 90 or 100 degrees out here. Whew. I know I'm not going to get all this done today, but I'm doing a little bit of it, you know, every day. Sooner or later, I'll get it all moved. But I do need to pay more attention to my plants in the greenhouse because I'm going to lose all my seed if I don't. I planted a bunch of seed in them pots. I don't want to lose it all. I just forgot to unplug the heat mat. And it let it get too hot in there on them. Whew. Need to clean up the sidewalk, but I knew it was not going to do any good to do that until I moved all this dirt. Because I'd be dropping dirt stuff on the sidewalk. Gotta fix the cracks. Oh, there's so much I gotta do. My list is a mile long, y'all. I don't think I'm ever going to get to do all of it. Whew. They busy on the construction on that house down at the end of the street. They built 2 more brick homes down at the end of the street. Really pretty brick homes, but they don't have much of a yard. Sometimes I wish I didn't have much of a yard. I found too many things to put in it to grow. Whew, y'all, I don't know. Wearing a mask and still coughing. Ain't that right, little buddy? Huh? Ain't that right? Hmm? Ain't that right? Hmm? You know, my lap is not big enough for you. There's not enough room in my lap for you to lay down. Where are you going? Hmm? Where are you going? Where are you going? Huh? He wants to lay in my lap so bad he don't know what to do. Yeah. He's a sweetheart. Oh, Lord. I gotta go get another wheelbarrow full of dirt. Don't we, little buddy? I mean, I know I'm boring people, probably with a lot of this, but I just want you to see what kind of work it is for a garden. I mean, it's not easy. Even if you plant in the ground, you got to get a tiller and you got to till your dirt up and plant your seed and water it if it needs to be watered. You can't just plant it and let it go unless you, like I said, live in a tropical area where you get rain every couple of days to keep it watered for you. And most of the time, that's not likely to happen. So I'm going to get another load of dirt now. So I'll be right back with you. Well, I'm back with another load of dirt. I got to somehow get dirt in that one. So think of the work involved in your garden before you decide to plant, because you may not want to take on the work that it takes to grow anything. Me, I love the garden. I just wish I had better circumstances, but hey, I deal with what I got. sure helping tremendously with my pots. Because I got all this compost down in there, and now I got all this topsoil, well, not topsoil, garden soil to put in there. So that is going to help tremendously. Whew. Big old okra plant in that. That I can't get out without dumping the whole thing, so I'm going to leave it there. It'll go to compost. Switch out pots here if I can. I want that one in there. A little bit better pot for there. Whew. take this little one and put it up here. Take this one out. Just rethink some of my stuff a little bit. Whew. Might be able to plant a little bit bigger. Plant in there this summer. Whew. And this is my raspberry bush. I got too much stuff. Right here with my raspberry bush, I think. See how I can rethink some of this. Definitely don't want to cut it. The leaves are all starting to come out on it. Oh. Yeah, I got a big raspberry bush in that great big black pot out there. And it's kind of crowded around with pots and stuff, and I need to move some of that, or either move the raspberry bush to a different location. I'm not sure yet what y'all want to do. I really wanted to put it back in the ground. I had it in the ground at one time and it was growing really good. And then for some reason I decided to put it in a pot. And I kind of wished I hadn't. But anyway, that's the way it goes. I need to get another tomato cage or something to put in here. Not sure how I want to do my stuff this year. But I got two tomato cages over here. That I needed to put somewhere for this year. Might put them here. Oh. got to get them bent just right to go in your pot. You don't want them all But I'm trying to get these set up where all I have to do later is come through and just put my plants in there. And then I have run wires through here to brace that if I need to. Get it all the way down. Without it going through the side of the pot. I've hit a log or something. I do have logs down in there. Well, not logs. I've got wood bark and stuff. Yeah, see, the front side doesn't have any. Back side does. I may not use that one there. May use this. And bring them together like that, and it'll work great. Tomato plant can go right up it. Actually, it's even sturdier than that is. Whew. I can put that cage somewhere else. Put it somewhere else. Well, I took a short break and filled up my barrel again. Get busy. First of all, I want to show you something. I got two little critters over here. See if I can show you. I got Goldie and little Buddy. Goldie's laying on the sidewalk. Little Buddy's up in his swing seat. He's curled up sleeping. But isn't that something? They're both hanging out. He's up in the seat. She's down on the concrete. She never straightens her tail out, so I think it's broke that way. Because I've never seen a... Oh, she's going to leave. But there's a little buddy up there. Can barely see him in his seat. But my neighbor noticed it, that her tail looks like it's permanently crooked. She doesn't ever straighten it out. I've never seen a cat that way. Never seen one with a permanent... So... But anyway, let's get back over here to doing the work. The working stuff. Put my glove back on. And I got my little banana pups too, so I got those to plant. But I got to do some more research on them before I plant them anywhere. I want to make sure I plant them correctly. Get all this stuff out of here, which some of it's good. It'll just be compost. I don't want to get my dirt in here right now. Whew. Put a little bit of this around the... And I'm just well, let me back up this wheelbarrow so maybe you can see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to sprinkle in some of this around my onions, my Egyptian walking onions. I'm sprinkling it in because I don't want to flatten them out. It's not going to take much. There we go. That's all it took. See, I think I'm going to move the camera down this way. Might be able to see what I'm doing a little bit better. I'm just gonna see, I can put my leaves and my mulch, all the dead plants right in there too. Put my garden soil right on top. That was an okra plant. Put that right down in there. No, that was a pepper plant. Take a little bit of that out, because I'm going to put a little bit of that other mixture right there. Now they're all ready to plant. Put these up on this side anyway. But all these have dirt. Now I just need to get to lower sections. Put some of my clematis. I think I got the camera set to where you can only see part of what I'm doing. Now, oh Lordy. Still a lot of work to be done. I'll leave some things a little bit more open this year. Whoops. I'm going to turn this around a little bit. I think that'll do better that way this year. was thinking about moving that other tomato cage and putting it in that big half wine barrel there. See if I can go do that. That might work. I don't even know if I'll need this here. It doesn't hurt to have it though. If I do. Whew. Could use these garden stakes somewhere else. Just like these. I'm probably not going to need these here this year. It didn't do a whole lot of good last year. Might use it somewhere else. It's a good thing about this, it'll just kind of fold in on itself a little bit. And I guess you can't even see me what I was doing over here. I pulled this these stakes out of the buckets that I had last year. I'm going to use them somewhere else, I think, this year. But these all need dirt put in there. All the cinder blocks need dirt. Everything needs dirt. All these pots. All of these on this side of the yard. Whew. All of those over there. And I'm getting a little tired. But yeah, I still got a lot to do. And I think I'm going to go around here and get another load. move this time so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to go over and get another load of dirt. I need to put some of this in these pots right here, these buckets, while I'm here. Ooh, I need to finish getting some of this dirt on this side Because I haven't got it in them little small pots and stuff yet. Like this one right here. I don't have it in that. I don't want to completely fill them up because I want room for wood chips or mulch at the top. Whew. I've got to put some to my white buckets. And all of those. That. I'm going to put some to those pots in front of the shed. Well, I think that's about all I can do for today. I'm exhausted. I'm hot. And I got a live to do later on. So, we'll see you in the next one. Happy gardening.